Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Bettrek, where we talk about bets that we can make while we can have fun while watching the games. It's been a while since my third episode, but if you follow my Twitter account, you can see that I'm very active on it, and that's where it really catch me is on my Twitter. I just would want to review how things have gone since my last episode, so why don't we just get into it straight away. Alright, just give me a second here. There we are. So, when we last spoke in episode 3, I talked about, certain games that didn't go well. And I also started out not well by taking some parlays. NFL parlay week 1, I lost. The Jags game, I took the Giants +3. But you'll see on my Twitter account, I took multiple games. That's what a parlay is. And it was a 4-game parlay. And week 2, I took a 5-game parlay. And I lost that one too. So it started out, I was kind of discouraged. Week 3, I didn't take a parlay. And, I just wanted to, take a break because things weren't going well for me. I think I lost 4 in a row at this point. But then, college started to kick in. I've been following it, and I didn't usually, when it comes to seasons, early on, it's hard to tell what's what, but you get a feel as the seasons go on, both in college and in the NFL. So, I took Boston College in the third quarter against Purdue, and they were losing big time, and they ended up losing the game. But at 17.5, I took them and ended up winning that game. Then I took UCF at halftime against FAU. Florida Atlantic. Amount is 4.5. It says 4.5, but 4.5 at 3-10, and that was a win as well. At halftime, it was UCF 21, FAU 17. That wasn't the final score. So, ended up winning that too. And then Clemson over Georgia Tech, from watching the game. These are all live bets, by the way. So Boston College, UCF, Clemson, all live bets. I won them all. As I watch the game, I get a feel for how things go. The payouts are, not as high because that's the whole point is that they try to, they know you're watching the game, and then they know the game is going a certain way, and they the odds of winning those games on a live level is, so you can see I did win a 10-11, so that's like 90 cents on the dollar. Yeah, 91 cents on the dollar, roughly. One was at 30 cents on the dollar, and another one was at 56 cents on the dollar. But they were all wins. And then I took a bet that wasn't a live bet. That was just a regular bet. I really thought the Brewers were going to beat the Tigers on Saturday because the Cubs had lost 2-1. The Brewers ended up winning, which gave them the tie, which is why they're playing today on Monday. But they didn't win by more than 1 run. I really thought they would just destroy them. And that I rarely take a minus 1.5 spread in baseball because, so many times I get burned with that because, in baseball, you just have a different mentality where if you're up by 1, you conserve, you play differently on the field, whatever. Or if you're up by 2, you only have to give up a run. If it's a double play, little things like that. And so that minus 1.5 is very, very, it's a pain. So I rarely take it. And I took it against Milwaukee because I saw them beating the Tigers. They were playing in Milwaukee, and they lost. They won the game, but they lost I lost by half a run. I still thought it was a good bet. I'd take it again. It's just that they screwed me. Okay, Texas Tech. I took it twice. They were playing at home, and they were getting the crap beat out of them. I took it 14.5, 20.5, and this is both in the first half. And then their starting quarterback goes out. And so I thought I lost this, but the third-string quarterback, really came through. And Texas Tech, they always play tough, which is why I took them. Even when they're faced against, overwhelming odds, they play their teams tough, especially at home. So I thought that was a good bet. I won both, even with that third-string quarterback in there. So I mean, not third string, backup quarterback, I should say, in there. So that was a win. That were 2 wins, actually. So I doubled down. I first bet at 14.5, and then when they were losing when they scored another touchdown, the opposing team, I took them at 20.5. So going on, won my first parlay. This was a 4.8 to 1 payout. So I bet like 53 pounds, $52 pounds for me, and I won 305 pounds. So that's roughly, that's not 5 to 1. It's pretty close. I said 4.8. It's probably 4.9. But anyway, took the Patriots -2. The spread was 7.5. I just should have taken them. It was a total destruction. I took the Bears to win again. Total destruction. I could have made more money had I just taken them with the spread. But the Cowboys spread was -4 or 3.5, and I won that game outright at money line 4-6. Now. Cowboys won by, I believe, 2 points. So had I taken the spread on that, I would have lost the parlay. And the Cleveland Browns, they lost by 3, so it would have ended up being a tie. And I don't know if you've watched the game, but it was horrible. The refs really screwed them. The Browns should have won by 8, but instead they lost by 3. Long story there. I don't want to get into it. So anyway, so I won that parlay. So I'm doing well. We'll get to the end there. So, what will I be watching this week? Of course, the Brewers-Cubs game. Stay tuned. You got to check me out on Twitter in terms of live bet opportunities. Again, if you have the ability to live bet, that's the best way. You know, like I said in my first episode, if you're an American, you probably don't have this kind of capability unless you live in Vegas or near Atlantic City, or have a bookie that's willing to take live bets. And if he's really good, you know, he'll give you a live bet as the game is going on. But I don't know. So, like, I live in the UK and I'm American, so they have these sites that you can do live bets on. And that'll change. As I said in my first episode, the Supreme Court ruled that it's up to the states to decide relative to gambling. So over time, the live betting feature will be made available, if it's not already, to American bettors in America, but it'll be dependent state by state. I think New Jersey, New York, the northeastern states are definitely taking this up on quickly. Hopefully you have that ability now. I do not know, but hopefully you have live betting. I'll also be watching Monday night, the Chiefs-Broncos, so please watch that. Watch my Twitter account for live bet opportunities there. I'm not taking any of these games beforehand, especially the baseball games. Personally, I like the Dodgers over the Rockies. I think it's in LA. And I like the Brewers. They're kind of upstarts, but I think they're playing in Chicago. I'm not sure, but again, that's just my opinion, but I'll see how the games progress, and I might make live bets, so stay tuned to my Twitter account. Same thing goes with the Chiefs-Broncos game. Broncos are underdog by 3.5. I would take the Chiefs big time on this. Case Keenum is a horrible quarterback. Well, he's not horrible, but compared to Pat Mahomes, there's no comparison here. But maybe because it's in Denver. And it's a division game, there might be some kind of, closeness with the game, and 3.5 points by Denver is good, but we'll see. I suspect the Chiefs it'll be like the Ravens-Browns, where the Chiefs just come out early, like the Ravens did on Sunday night, and, perhaps the Broncos make it a game, but in the end the Chiefs will pull away, just like the Ravens did on Sunday night, which I didn't bet on, but I was thinking Ravens, but anyway, I was also thinking Steelers, and then, anyway, I'm glad I didn't take the game. Although I watched this pairing. I think a really good bet this week is the Yankees, taking them on Tuesday. Now, you take the money line, and what I would do is however much money you think you want to bet on this game, I would take that, and if it's a big, for me, for instance, I plan to bet 200 pounds. The first 100, I will just take the Yankees to win on the money line, right? So if the Yankees go off to an early lead and just destroy the Oakland, and obviously I win on money line, which will probably be 50 cents on the dollar. But if Oakland takes the early lead and goes up a run, then the spread will be different. It'll probably be even or something like that if they go up 2 runs or something like early on. And then I still take the Yankees. The Yankees are not going to lose this game, in my opinion. They're going to win it. But I wouldn't take the spread -1.5. I just take the win. But if you are patient enough to perhaps wait for Oakland to take an early lead and then bet on the Yankees, that's even better. So what I plan to do is bet half my money on the Yankees before the game starts. And if Oakland takes the early lead, bet the other half. So I'm going to double down. So that's my strategy for that Yankees game on Tuesday. Please sign up to my Twitter account. You'll see all the bets I make. I don't know when I'm going to make another episode. It might be 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. But again, if you follow my Twitter, you'll see all the bets I make beforehand, during live betting, and everything else. So what's my overall record based on, what's on record on the Twitter when I say I made a bet? So live bets, I'm doing really well. I'm 5-2, but the payouts are sometimes not as strong, but 5-2 is pretty good. On my parlays, I'm 1-2, which I consider a win. The parlay I won was 5-1. The other parlays were 6-1, 11-1. But if you win 1 out of 3 parlays, I think you're doing well. Assuming you bet for me, I bet like £50 on a parlay. So like the £50 I won was $250 on the one because it was 5-1, and I bet £53, but I ended up with £305. So my point is roughly 5-1, just say. The other 2 I bet 50 and I lost 100. So I'm up 150 on the parlays and the live bets. I'll have to, I'm 5-2, so I don't want to get into the money side of things. Again, this is not about making money; it's about having fun while betting. And on my regular bets, I'm 0-1. That's the Brewers game that I took. I really thought they would come through for me on Saturday, but they did not, so I didn't take them. Overall, I'm 6-5. Is that right? Yes, 6-5, and I haven't won a lot of money, but I haven't lost, and I've been having fun. So stay tuned. Season's going on. I'm getting better at what teams are good. I got some ideas for the NFL. Week 5. College is always exciting. If you have that live bet ability, please take advantage of it and tune into my Twitter account. I think that's where I excel. So anyway, I hope you're listening. And again, tune into my Twitter account and please donate. I would appreciate anything. I enjoy doing this, and any donations you can provide will just make it easier for me to can keep on doing this. And I'm hoping you're enjoying what I'm providing. Thank you very much, and see you next episode.